Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another From the Canopy Film Show. I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
Yeah, and we're here to talk about film by news, trailers, and reviews, man. And we don't have Cornelius tonight, man. There's some crazy weather in Alabama, so, he's probably going to sit this one out, man, because usually when that happens, man, we tend to get poor connections, and it just, leads to issues. But well, let's get into this, man. The only news I got is the Oscars, the 94th Academy Awards presentation, and I guess we're gonna go through this list of winners first before we get to the
meat
to the
potatoes,
heavy hitting story that came out of this. It had quite an impact on the people. I'm not going to hit every award, but I'm gonna hit the ones that I'm more pertinent, man. I'm sorry to you, Doom, film score, film editing people. You guys are important, but, for the sake of, length and stuff, we're going to stick to the major ones. So Best Supporting Actress goes to Ariana DeBose of West Side Story, and I think she definitely deserved that.
Right.
And I actually saw this in a theater. Her performance definitely, stood out to me, and that impact. She was the one I was definitely rooting for in this category. And I do want to point out too, that's on Disney Plus if you haven't seen it yet. So if you want to see it, it's streaming on there right now. Dune wins for Best Cinematography. I kind of expected them to get that, Best Visual Effects also goes to Dune, and I do protest a little bit. This Dune beat out Spider-Man No Way Home on visual effects.
Because of the worm?
Yeah, the worm. I don't know. Best Animated Feature Film Encanto. I kind of figured that was going to get it for the the competition that was up for that category. There's also been talk though since this happened of people wanting them to treat animation more than just something for the kids when it comes to this film, because all it is just a different medium. Like you could have made a live action movie and still told that same story Encanto did, and so I think we got to stop considering them. Or also, why aren't there more animation categories?
Right.
Like director, directing, best voice acting, things like that.
I mean, just take it a few years back when we got the Welcome to the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
that wasn't just for kids. We gushed over that film. All of us, everyone we talked to, ourselves included.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, Best Supporting Actor goes to Troy Kotsur for Coda, in which he plays a deaf father in that film. And I also want to point out too that he's on the second deaf person to win an Academy Award for acting, so that's a significant accomplishment. Best International Feature Film is Drive My Car. Haven't seen that one. I'll take their word for it. Best Costume Design went to Cruella, and I definitely think they deserve that. They knocked that out of the park.
Yeah.
That was one of the standout things watching that. That was one of the fun, aspects of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Original screenplay, that goes to Belfast. Adapted screenplay will go to Coda, because I think that is based on a novel. Best documentary feature goes to Summer Soul, directed by Amir Questlove Thompson of The Roots. So that is a big, significant win. He's just a dope person, man.
Yeah.
Best director goes to Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. Haven't seen that one. Best actor goes to Will Smith for King Richard, and I was definitely pulling for him in that category. Best actress goes to Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I haven't seen that one yet. And best picture goes to Coda.
All right.
So that's it. But in the middle of this presentation, which I actually watched, man, a lot of you want to be film critics, didn't watch it, unlike me, my wannabe film critic self, I do watch it. I enjoy the presentation. I like seeing people get their flowers. And I will say this was one of the best Oscar presentations in a long time. Like it went fast, it was funny, it was hosted by Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall, and they did a great job. They had funny bits, it just went smoothly. It was going along fine until Chris Rock comes up to present the best documentary award, and he gets to making some jokes. He's joking with Javier Bardem and his wife, saying, "Oh, it's funny," because I guess he has some time to kill, so he went off script a little bit, and he's just winging it. And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of funny that you guys are both up for the same award." You know, it's like you can't win. No way you can win. Even if you win, Javier. So it's going to be problems. It gets to Will and Jada's Pinkett Smith. And he's like, yeah, what's up, Will? And then he throws a jab at Jada Pinkett. What's up, G.I. Jane 2 or something like that? And she's wearing a bald head. And then he's going on, but all of a sudden he says, "What's up, King Richard?" And you see Will Smith walking up to the stage, and he just slaps him, dude.
Thunder smacks him, dog.
He tried to thunder smack him. I think Chris rolled a little bit. He didn't get the full brunt of that, but he reflexes was good. And also got to commend Chris Rock. He did not drop the presentation envelope.
Maybe because he was mic'd up, it sounded a little more.
Yeah. I mean, he did acknowledge it, and Will just walks away.
Oh, his face! I mean, his face acknowledged it. He
walks away.
He looked like he just got slapped.
Yeah, and he said, Will Smith slapped the shit out of me. And I was like, whoa, like, and the crazy thing is I didn't see it live. I think I was getting a drink or in the bathroom. So I totally missed it because they did such a good job of just continuing on. And I'm seeing Questlove, but then all of a sudden my phone's going off as I'm looking at the timeline on because I've been live tweeting, I'm looking at Twitter. And they're like, yo, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of. I'm like, what? So I had to rewind to actually see that moment on the real thing, and I was just like, whoa.
But even Will gives explanation. Like he said it twice. He says, "Keep my name or keep my wife's name out your effing mouth."
Yeah. So he does that when he sits down.
When he sits down.
Yeah, he's like, "Keep my wife's name out your."
And in case you didn't hear me the first time, I'm gonna say it again. Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. So
So a little bit of background, folks don't know because I kind of knew because the thing is, like, she has been making statements recently about her hair condition. She has alopecia, which causes hair loss. That's why she's wearing a bald. It's not by choice, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just know, like, hair is just a complex thing with women, and it's a thing, man. That's part of your identity and self-esteem thing and things like that. So it and you can see like Will's laughing, everybody in the room is laughing. And maybe he's doing the nervous laughter. Maybe he's like, damn, this kind of messed up. He's trying to diffuse a little bit, but he looks over her. She's not laughing.
Her face was tight.
Yeah, and when he saw her face, that's when he made his move, man. If you watch that clip. And here's the thing, too, man. Like, I don't think Chris Rock knew, was aware. I don't think he would have made that joke if he was fully aware of her condition or the situation. But, and I will say this. I'm not condoning the violence, but I understand. Hey, look, these things happen.
We come from the era. Yo, you run your trap, you might get slapped.
Yeah, dude.
That's just how it. That's how it works.
Like, I remember just being younger, middle school age, and that's when we learned about life. In many ways, like sometimes someone got smacked before we even got on the bus to go to school.
Hey, man. The Jonan era, you got to tread lightly. You start digging too deep. You start touching on certain things. You get too personal. You talk about somebody's mom. I'm gonna tell you right now. At my age, I'm 40. Somebody talk about my mama, my daughter. If I had a woman in a disrespectful manner, I might try and smack fire out your face too.
Yeah, and like I get it. Like it's maybe a cooler head would have prevailed, but at the same time, I'm not ready to throw this man away for playing real human emotion and a lapse of judgment. Chris Rock will be fine. This dude's from Brooklyn, man. That's not going to hurt him, bro. Like,
he didn't close fist him either.
No.
Like, what he did, he made a statement. He said, man, you don't do this. So if you disrespect my woman, I'm going to disrespect you back. You know what I'm saying? Like, a man smacking another man, that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. It would have been more disrespectful if he ran up on him and hawk spit on him.
I think that's probably the best way he could have done it if it was going to be physical. Like you said, he didn't
close fist him. He didn't two-piece him.
Yeah, he didn't spear him.
Body slam him. I mean, he's twice his size.
Yeah, like it's like, yo, this the crazy thing is that probably would have been an acceptable thing to do back in the day. Like that's how you used to start a duel back in the day. Like, I slap you and then we meet up in the middle of the night and shoot pistols at each other. That's
you know what I'm saying? The only thing that Will Smith did wrong potentially to the world is that he did this during a high profile event, but I mean, if they would have been at an after party and this joke would have been cracked, or if this would have been two, people that nobody knew even existed in the world,
it's something you would have just heard about, like maybe in rumor, like, oh, they got to a scuffle. And maybe in a perfect world, Will Smith would have walked up there and just leaned into him and said, "Yo, I don't like that, man. You should apologize and explain it real quick." And then Chris Rock was like, "I'm sorry, Jada, I didn't know," And then the show goes on, but it handled how it handled, and the dude, and it's not like the dude was immediately apologetic. He apologized in his speech. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock, but he apologized for disrespecting the event and making the thing about him, because like I said, I watched this event and there was a lot of great things going on besides the slap, but that's all the people are talking about, especially so many people who didn't tune in at all to any of this, and that's all you want to mention from it.
And here's the thing too, a lot of the people that are also like high profile actors, actresses, whatever, that got something else to say. You know how many people in Hollywood got dirt under their nails, got blemishes on their record, done did some dirt dog stuff in their life, and now you want to be high and mighty and judge this man because
that's
he defended
my biggest
his
problem. Like, I'm totally fine with you saying you didn't like how he handled that, and I agree. I don't like how he handled
your opinion.
I don't like how he handled it either, but I understand. But at the same time, I'm not going to listen to what Alec Baldwin is going to say about this.
Bro, didn't you catch a body, bro?
Yeah. Jim Carrey's like, oh, I was appalled. I was like, were you appalled? He was appalled because he got a standing ovation when he got his award for King Richard. I was like, were you appalled when they gave Roman Polanski a standing ovation? Did you mention that when you
I can't remember what exactly did Jim Carrey get blacklisted for? Like he's not in movies no more. Didn't he do some punk stuff too? I mean, that's what I'm saying. This right now, this is the pot calling the kettle. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we cannot look down on others when we are swimming in the mud right there with them. You know what I'm saying? And Hollywood is full of dirty people.
Full of dirt.
Full of dirty
like
people.
I said, man, this guy who's been in Hollywood, I looked it up. His first film credit is like 92. So this guy's been in Hollywood 30 years, and this is the worst thing this guy's done.
Is defend his woman after she got disrespected. Yeah. So everyone's mad at Will Smith for smacking him on public television, but nobody cares that she got disrespected on public television.
Yeah.
Now,
I definitely expect Will Smith to give an apology, which he has, and he'll probably reach out to Chris Rock and give him apologies firsthand. But where's Rock to apologize to Jada? Even if he didn't know, it's still like I've done things like that where I violated people and I didn't know immediately. So yeah, like, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, man, we all make mistakes.
But
you know what? Here's the catch.
I didn't know.
Here's the catch 22 in this. Now, say Will Smith didn't do anything, he let it ride. Then is everybody going to bag on him for not defending his wife?
Bag on him. Like, he can't win in this. There's no winners in this.
Or what if Jada said, you know what, bump this, and she walked up and smacked him? Is that a problem? You disrespect me, I'm a smack you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many different avenues that this could have took. You know what I mean? But everyone just want to rip on Will. Why? Come on now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with their already perception of Will. I mean, we know their relationship intricacies; those things are public, so a lot of people don't respect that. But for me, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care what they do in their life, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna look down on this guy because they have some open relationship. And I think that's what people are thinking is the spark of this. They're looking at it, oh, well, he's been, people shitting on him so long, he's trying to prove that he's a real man. I'm like, nah, it just looked like to me like a guy that just lost it trying to defend his woman.
And that's like I said. And the flip side of that coin is that a lot of people that have something to say about their open relationship, you know what? Maybe you're living in a closed relationship, but you're still cheating on your woman. Does that make you any different? That make you any better? Yeah. Your woman's still cheating on you. That make her any different, any better? So what? Because they shag other people and swing in every direction they want to, but they're public about it. At least they're both. They know what they're getting into. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming home saying, "Hey, guess what? I was at work all day. I was working late." I still love you.
Like I said, man, I don't think this thing is as big as people are making it out to be. It's so much crazy to me. Like, the reaction to this was so much more extreme. Y'all are more mad at Will Smith than you are Ray Rice when that tape came out. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me. I don't get it. Like, the people that had nothing to say when that went down, now they got something to say about, this little kerfuffle.
And then are y'all really mad because he slap Chris Rock, or because he actually got the Oscar for acting great in King Richard? Like, let's get down to the nitty gritty of it. I mean, like, come on.
I think it's the Rock thing definitely. But to me, that was even more gangster. Like, I smacked this dude. It's crazy because I'm looking at this thing from a point of view of humor. It's like, I wish it didn't go out like this, but
when I saw the clip, I laughed.
Because the funny thing is, I just saw a story recently that said after the slap, they asked him to leave, and he didn't. Like, that is
so. Hey,
that is so amazing to me. And people are like, "Why do you do this in front of Hollywood?" I'm like, bro, Will Smith is Hollywood. Come on, son, this guy's a mega superstar, man. Like, if he got to smack Chris Rock, then Chris Rock just got smacked, man.
Everybody that's acting high and mighty and over entitled, like I said, man, you probably got dirt under your nails too, man.
And also, I want to cover this too. I don't think this is going to lead to a wave of people just getting smacked up for telling jokes, man. Y'all gotta relax, man. Right. And
they say what they say. Like, now all comedians are going to be on the hit list now.
Here's the thing, man. That I'm going to push back on a little bit too, man. Like we putting these comedians on too much of a pedestal now, bro. You just tell jokes, man. Like, come on, son.
Exactly.
We want to put these guys in these regard, like they're these great philosophers. Okay, so you're a great philosopher. You examine the human condition and humor. All you can come up with is G.I. Jane too? Come on, bro. Like
pretty much you get paid to bag on somebody. So, you know what? Like I said, we come from an era where when you bag on somebody, you ride them a little too tough. Sometimes you got to be ready to, deal with the consequences. And it happens.
Things happen, dude.
You know how many barbecues got ended because somebody told one too many jokes?
Like I said, man, some people they don't be outside, man.
Yeah, that's what. See, and a lot of people, they just want to live
and even at my age,
live behind the computer where it's safe and they living room.
Understand, bro. I've been smacked up, and you know what? That dude shouldn't have smacked me, but you know what? I learned a lesson that probably might have saved my life later on down the road because I learned a way to comport myself. I didn't deserve that smack, but hey, I understood why he did it.
Hey, I'd rather get smacked and live to fight another day than tell the wrong joke at the wrong time and somebody shoot me.
Yes, man, but that's it, dude. I ain't really got much more to say, man. This will blow over. I saw that Chris Rock did his first show. I think it was today or last night in Boston, and he ain't had nothing to say. He said, "How was your weekend?" I was just opening line of his set, and he said he's still processing it, and he'll talk about it later. And I expect that's probably going to be on his next Netflix special. And his ticket sales are spiked through the roof now.
Then he got smacked in the face. Didn't his numbers go up?
Yeah, they went up, dude.
So you're still making money because you had to take one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't think
I know a lot of people that just got smacked and had to go home and think about what they said.
Yeah, like for me, it's an incident, man. And now I bet you way more people will be watching the Oscars next time. They say this thing's got more engagement than it's had in years, So yeah. shit. With the way things are going, somebody might get stabbed at the Grammys in the next when they
right.
Hey, but let's get it going, man. What you got for these trailers, man?
Oh man. Wow, what a way to shift gears.
Got some more thoughts, but they'll come out. Follow me on Twitter, bro.
I feel you. All right, so the first trailer that I got coming for everybody is a film called Men, and it's.
I feel like the Oscar thing is going to be a scene in the film Men.
Yeah, hey, so yeah, it's a film called Men. It drops for us on May 20th of this year, and the one thing that stood out to me, it's directed by Alex Garland, who also gave us Ex Machina and Annihilation. So I'm already on board before I even knew what it was about. And as far as the synopsis goes, it says, in the aftermath of a personal tragedy, a woman retreats alone to the beautiful English countryside, hoping to find a place to heal. However, someone or something from the surrounding woods appears to be stalking her. What begins as simmering dread soon becomes a fully formed nightmare inhibited by her darkest memories and fears.
Okay.
Looks dope. As far as the cast, I couldn't recognize any of these people. Doesn't mean they didn't do movies before.
I recognize her. I can't place the movie.
Jesse Buckley.
Yeah, Jesse Buckley seems to be
Rory Kenner, and this dude. His name is just super cool. That's why I wrote it down. Papa Asadu. You know, the trailer, this is actually the second trailer that came out, because when I first initially saw this.
Is that the guy from Stowaway? Or maybe not.
I wouldn't know. But this is actually the second trailer that dropped. The first one that dropped was before they even released a synopsis or gave us anything. It just pretty much just shows her like in this, like, it looks like a tunnel thing, and she makes this weird scream, and then there's like a shadow figure at the other end of the thing. But this one gives us a little more of a little bit more of something to look at.
So Papa, he's in the series I May Destroy You. I don't know if he's done any other movies though, but definitely he was in that I May Destroy You film with Michaela Cole. Looks like he was also in Anne Boleyn. A couple of smaller things, but he's a British guy, so that's
either which way he's on my list because he's got a dope name. So I'm with that all the way. And like I said, it's going to drop for us on May 20th, 2022. So be on the lookout for that. This next film is high on my radar. It's going to be dropping for us on Netflix, and it's a film called Choose. Sorry, excuse me, my faucet was kicking me in. It's called Choose or Die, and it's going to drop for us on April 15th, 2022, directed by Toby Minkins. And as far as the synopsis goes, it says a broke student who plays an obscure 1980s supernatural. Run that back.
Survival.
Yes. Yeah. A broke student who plays an obscure 1980s survival computer game in the pursuit of an unclaimed $100,000 prize. After a series of unexpectedly terrifying moments, she soon realizes she's no longer playing for the money, but for her own life. Right? So the cool thing to me about this is this cast. So you get this guy, his name's Asa Butterfield. And then you get Robert Englund. I ain't seen him in a movie in a while. So that already, man, if you put a worm on the hook, that's the way to reel me in. And then you get Eddie Martian, Kate Fleetwood, Ryan Gage. But Robert Englund, that's the one that stood out to me. You know what I mean? But it's coming out on Netflix. I'm all the way on board for this. And after watching the trailer, it kind of reminded me of an older film that came out a little while ago, probably in the 90s, called Brain Scan. Had Eddie Furlong in it, little dude from Terminator 2. But it's kind of along the same lines as far as, the game. And then, the game turns realistic. People start dying. And, and I really like that movie, too. I feel it's very underrated. So
which one? The underrated one?
Oh, Brain Scan.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, Edward Furlong, man. It's dope, man. I got it on physical media, man. I'll dig it out, and that way, you can watch it, man, when you get some time. And the last one that I got is a film called 9 Bullets. It's going to drop for us on April 15th.
It's a 50 Cent documentary. We already know that story.
Zing! I wasn't ready for that. So 9 Bullets. It's going to drop for us on April 15th of this year, 2022, and it's directed by Gigi Gaston. And synopsis wise, it says a former burlesque dancer turned author discovers a second chance at life and redemption when she risks everything to rescue her young neighbor after he witnesses his parents' murder. Now on the run from a local crime boss who just so happens to be her longtime ex-boyfriend, she makes a desperate attempt to get the boy to safety. This one looks like it's B-rate, but it looks like good B-rate. It might be something that is like B-rate gem. It could be just something that we're gonna just laugh at and say, hey man, A for effort on this B-rate trash. But I'm gonna check it out because from what I saw from the trailer, looked interesting enough to bring it up on the show. So we got that going on.
We got Lala in here.
Hey, I'm a fan of that too.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. So what we gonna do with these reviews, man? What you got? I'm just gonna set it off because I'm a bit late. I gotta look at my thing. I'm gonna look at my stuff while you go into that first film you got.
All right. So the first one that I got is a film that I was highly anticipating, waiting for the release, and I was able to finally catch it via streaming services. And it's a film called The Cursed, and it had a USA release date of February 18th of this year. And as far as the synopsis goes, before I get into all the nitty gritty, pretty much in 19th century France, a man arrives at a remote country village to investigate an attack by a wild animal. However, he soon discovers a much deeper and sinister force that has the manor and the townspeople in its grip. Right? So what I will say about this out the gate is I applaud the look and feel of this film. Like, it brings you to the 19th century. Like the atmosphere, the tone, the clothes, the dialogue, everything. Like you are in 19th century France with this film, and that was dope. And it is, surprisingly enough, amazingly original. And it is an original take on a werewolf film, where those have been
it's done to death, so it's not a whole lot of ideas.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that they not only did they pull one out, they in my mind personally, this is probably one of the best horror, if not the best horror films I've seen so far this year. I know we're still early in the year, but this one could potentially, unless something comes out that can top this one will probably hit my end of the year top 5 list, just because I have to always have a horror film on my top 5 list, being as though I am a horror guy. So with that being said, like I said, love the originality, the story building. Like it moves at a very rapid rate. It does not give you no wasted time. Like, it comes in right out the gate. It shows you, it pulls you into, like I said, this world, this atmosphere that they've created. And then it exposes, the horrific, brutal nature of human beings at that time. I mean, there were things that people were doing that were just extreme.
So this is kind of messed up. Is it more kind of like witch trial era, or suspicion of witches kind of era? Yeah, like they were doing everything. They were doing anything wrong, man. You cough at the wrong time.
Oh my gosh. And then it's like what trips me out. This is another one of those films that a lot of the times the people that blame other people or accusing other people of doing wrong, you're doing worse. Yeah. So what puts you on this pedestal is beyond me. I'm just glad I wasn't around in the 19th century.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have liked that slap.
No, they wouldn't. Somebody would have got their hand chopped off or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, love the story building. Love it created its own myth and it's almost its own kind of legend in a sense, and all of the horror elements that come with that. The characters were really cool. The look of what we get from the beasts, be it one or many. You have to watch the film to figure that out. I like the look. It was brutal without being overly grotesque. Got the point across very well. And I like the fact that when you watch the trailer, you keep seeing these glimpses of these silver grills and stuff, and the way that they incorporate this into the story, I thought was just so unique and so original and so cool in so many ways that alone would have put this film, a couple notches up for me. But everything that followed it was really cool. Anyone who's seen Brotherhood of the Wolf, came out, probably in the early 2000s, I think. This one kind of carries that same tone while staying in its own lane. These movies are nothing alike outside of the time frame in which they're set in, but it kind of had that feel to me, and I really like that film as well. So maybe that's why I really like this one. Who knows? But the way that it just like I said, the movie it flows like water out of the faucet and comes full circle well. And I wouldn't mind if they tap this well again at a later date. Not to say that they didn't give us a reason to think that they would, but if a couple years down the line they come out with The Curse Part 2, I would get my ticket. I'd see that one. I mean, so I would definitely highly recommend this film. Anyone who, if you like horror, if you haven't seen a good horror film this year, if you like werewolf stories, or anything from that time range, check this one out. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Guarantee.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I'll check that out. What's it? Is it streaming anywhere, or did you, they're digital right now? Because I'm trying to save some bread, but I'll look for it. I'll see if I can find it. Dude.
Yeah, I'll please.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't give up all my sources, man.
No, it's all good, man. It's out there. I know it's out. So
yeah, we'll leave it as that.
But yeah, I see it's renting everywhere and stuff like that, so that's cool. Yeah, so what you got next, man?
Oh, is it on me again?
Yeah, I don't got nothing
man,
on.
I'm so glad I'm in such a...
I did see a movie, but I didn't like it, and I don't want to just bag on it.
I'm just happy I am in such a talkative mood.
Because I feel like it's one of those things, because I've been doing this thing where I'm watching, these anime films in the theater, and I think there's a issue where I probably would have liked this film better had I been watching the series that it's based on. So I don't want to just come out like, I didn't like that, because I don't think that's fair, so I won't mention it. You probably know what it is just by knowing what's out there and see what I'm saying, but I didn't like it. So I'm just leave
better than me. When I don't like a movie, I let everybody know. I let them know 15 to 20 reasons why I didn't like it. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about another movie I did like. And I'm not alone with this.
Got back-to-back ones? Did you like it this
man.
week?
Oh my gosh, man! It was a wonderful week in movie land at the Blockbuster household. You know what I mean? So this one was brought to us by Netflix, and it was a film called The Adam Project. And first thing I will say about this is I geared myself not to like this one. I thought from what I saw from the trailer, I was like, this one's just going to be some old bunk, like little, regurgitation of big Tom Hanks,
big, but with an adventure. They show some action and
like some time travel. Well, I just felt that it was just going to try too hard and be unsuccessful, and I was so wrong. And this is one of those movies that remind me, that you never judge a movie by the trailer. Sometimes a trailer will steer you in completely the wrong direction.
Sometimes trailers will size you up. The amazingness, and they'd be like.
And sometimes the trailers undersell it, and sometimes people like ourselves, because we've seen so many movies, we think we have it all figured out before we even give it a try. And that's what I did with this film. And I'm so glad that I took the time to watch this one. I actually watched this one with my daughter, and it is a shared feeling. We both highly, highly, highly enjoyed this film. So pretty much, first things first, got to talk about the all-star cast. You get
what's the synopsis?
Yeah. I guess everyone wants to know what it's about. I'm going to tell you who's in it. Yeah. So after this is what happened when I talk too much. I start branching off in any direction I want to go in, and then I take you with me wherever I want to go. After accidentally crash landing in 2022, a time-traveling fighter pilot teams up with his 12-year-old self for a mission to save the future. All right. First, second things first, the cast. So it starts off, we got Ryan Reynolds, and then the younger actor is played by Walker Scobell. You also get Zoe Saldana, you get Mark Ruffalo, you get Jennifer Gardner, you get Catherine Keener, amongst others. I mean, it's Netflix, I feel like they put the bag in this one, not just with the talent on the screen, but with the special effects. The special effects are very, very visually appealing. They're done well, whether they're CG'd or not, you can't tell. They fit right on in with the concept and the flow of the film. And another thing that just makes this movie so fun and so entertaining is the banter between Reynolds and his younger self.
He's good at banter. Yo.
Oh my gosh,
he's good at banter.
Because it's really cool. Because not only I like looking at the pictures, you might not see a lot of similarities, between the two. But in this film, you could look at the 12-year-old version of what was supposed to be Reynolds and see like a likeness
kind of
between them. Yeah, it's like I had to look into it. I was like, yo, is this Ryan Reynolds' like son? just to make sure. But the banter between the two of them and the way they played off each other, like verbally, it was so entertaining. Without being like, you didn't get like Deadpool raunchy Reynolds. It was still. This film is PG-13. So
that is interesting because it does look like, even though you've got those intense moments, it still looks like it's bringing you like family entertainment, kind of like getting like what was that, like Last Starfighter vibes or something? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
this is definitely like Friday night, order a pizza. If you got family with kids, sit down. Everyone can find enjoyment with this movie. But you know what? If you're flying solo, order the pizza anyways and watch the film. It's just as entertaining. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where this film this is my personal opinion. Netflix is probably their first major home run of the year. Like, I have liked a couple other films that they dropped, but this one is like their first like blockbuster film that they came out with. And like I said, it covers all of its bases. It gives you everything in one condensed little package. It comes in, I think, clocks in at around like an hour, 48 minutes. But you get your sci-fi, you get your family fun, you get your drama, you get a sprinkle of romance in there. What more do you want? The only thing missing is
all I mean.
You know what I'm saying? It's horror. Even though I'm a horror guy, I was like, I didn't miss it. The fight scenes, the action scenes were done so well. Like I said, this movie is so visually appealing. I got belly laughs at certain moments, and due to like the base of the story, where it's him dealing with past selves, and then going in these different time warps and stuff. Like, I think that they played off that really well, because you never know. Like, I don't know how I would act if the way I am today, if I had to interact with 11-year-old Bob. I know I'd probably just try and put myself on to a lot of things, but like, hey man, don't zig instead of that, turn right instead of turn left, go this way instead of that way, a lot of different things. And I think that they did that really well, with just still sticking to the concept of the story. Great story building, very, very, very entertaining. And ultimately it's still like, it's still like hitting on a lot of like, relevant key points with things that people deal with in everyday life. You know what I mean? While still just being a fun movie. So depending on, depending on your age and your life experiences, depends on how you view this film. You know what I mean? But highly entertaining.
The trailer definitely looks like something I would check out. I just haven't gotten around to it, man. Like to be honest, man, I don't know what's going on, but television has been real good lately. And every time I get a minute, I'm catching up on this piece of and this piece of show and this piece of show, and it's like it's messing up my movie watching right now.
Oh, I hear that's why I only got 2 movies, because right now me and my daughter are knee deep in We're All Dead. That other Netflix, the zombie apocalypse in the school. Man,
Snowfall started back up. It's just too much.
I ain't even gonna say where I'll be watching Snowfall at, because I can't disclose that information, but
it's a lot. And Moon Knight just started. I just watched the first episode, so I'm curious about.
And that looks so dope. Is it good? It's good.
Well, here's my thing right now. As far as the first episode, I like what they presented, but I have questions. I'm confused, so I've got to see more.
Good. So they did it right.
Yeah. So I also think what I'm going to do with that, man, I think I'm going to let like some of these episodes build up, because honestly, like I do sometimes certain things, the week to week it works when I've got a lot on the plate, but also certain things I feel like play better when you got another episode right away. You could just, sit in that world where a week doesn't pass and you forget what happened in that last episode, So
for me, I forget what I ate for dinner yesterday. Yeah. So no, I'm definitely when it comes to shows, I'm a binge watcher. I like to just I'll invest the whole day and.
Sure, right now I do have one last bit of news, man. It's kind of sad, man, but Bruce Willis has announced that he's going to retire from acting. After he also announced that he's been suffering from a condition known as aphasia, so he's going to be stepping away from acting. And from what I know, I didn't know what aphasia was, but according to the Mayo Clinic diagnosis, aphasia robs you of the ability to communicate and can affect your ability to speak, write, and understand language, both verbal and written. And there's 3 stages of this, and they said this condition typically occurs suddenly after a stroke or head injury, but it can also come on gradually from a slow-growing brain tumor or a disease that causes progressive permanent damage, degenerative. So, but that's kind of sad, man. He's been, great just over the years, and just a dope actor in general. Brought a lot of entertainment to us.
Absolutely.
Back from Moonlighting to Die Hard,
Fifth Element,
Pulp Fiction. Even I love what he did in Planet Terror, man. Like just a cool guy acting wise, man. And it's just kind of sad to see that his career is over. But at the same time, man, some things are more important than your job, man. Than this world that we're living in. So man, enjoy your life, man. Bruce Willis, man. Thank you for the work that you provided.
Absolutely.
I hope you,
and we wish you the best, man. We wish you the best, man.
Yeah.
All day.
And I think that's it, bro.
Really, I can talk some more. I'm feeling so confident right now.
The only thing, there is a pretty big film coming out this weekend. I just bought my ticket. So I'm gonna go see this tomorrow in the I guess early evening. So I think I got a 4:30, 5 o'clock for Morbius.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing articles. The reviews aren't being that good, but I don't know. Like,
I don't believe him.
This might be something that I still enjoy.
I don't believe him.
Even if it's goofy enough where I'm cooking it in my head while I'm watching it, like, yo, let's go, man, let's go.
Yep. I was talking with my daughter. I said, hey, look, we got a movie date, man. We going to go see Morbius. She was like, I'll go check out the vampire movie with you. I said, cool. So
yeah, so that's what's up, man. So
I'm on board for that.
I definitely have a review for that next week, man.
I have convinced myself that where there's a Morbius, there's a Blade.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because I think there might be some good setup going on. The only thing that's a little interesting is, this is a Sony production, so we know Sony Spider-Man is connected to the MCU, but will this Morbius connect to that? And will it gets a little weird, man. Like them operating like that. I would definitely like for all the Marvel stuff to be under one roof, but there's no way Sony's giving that up, man. Spider-Man is just too big of a cash cow, and those characters, so there's no way they're going to revert those rights back. The only way that can happen is if Sony, as a company, ends up selling its film division to another company. Yeah. Then the way that contract is written, if there is a sale, then those rights automatically revert back to the owners of the Marvel stuff, which would be Disney. So they would get those characters back into their world. So who knows? But maybe there's some behind the scenes collaboration going on where these characters will be interwoven, because Morbius would be a great villain for Blade. But it seems like with this film, by doing a film about him, we're going to get this Venom thing where Morbius is more like an anti-hero.
Yeah. I'm all right with that too.
I'm all right with it too. As long as it's entertaining, man. I don't care about the lore and the.
Yeah, as long as he's cool when he makes out, man, and
just give me a cool film, dude. And I think coming soon as well, we get which will be the following weekend, will be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And people are I'm seeing some early reviews on that, and that sounded good. As well as that weekend also opening is going to be Ambulance.
That I am excited for.
Yeah, and that's actually, I'm looking at the critical scores coming on that. Those are pretty high right now.
Yeah, man.
And also opening that weekend, dude. This might be my weekend where I'm in the theater, because also my one thing that I want to see right away, Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is the Michelle Yeoh multiverse crazy looking movie. And the crazy thing is that's already playing right now in some of those art house spots around here. I think of Bethesda, Landmark, East Street Cinema. They're showing it, but it's going to be everywhere all at once on
everywhere all at once
on April 8th. So I'm definitely going to go.
And dude, not for nothing, I keep hearing things about this movie Cow. I want to say that's the Winona Ryder one.
What is she, a cow?
Man, I've been, every time I do my little researches and stuff, like it keeps coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that it's a very, very good film, man.
That's
so
really crazy.
Yeah, man.
About? What is that? Oh, it's a documentary though.
Is it? Maybe I got the movie confused.
I mean, that's probably the movie though, but you might be confused about why it's getting critical acclaim. It's a stark and emotionally resonant look at the life of a farm animal.
Maybe I don't.
It looks like vegan propaganda.
Nah, that ain't the one. No, there's this Winona Ryder movie that's coming out. No, that ain't the one. No, there's this Winona Ryder
I understand
flick.
if you want to eat vegetables, that's cool, but vegetarian that life, that's not harmless animals.
Hey, man,
if you really dig deep, it's not. A lot of animals are killed in the production of vegetable foods. We also got Aileen. I don't know what that's about. Is that the
feel?
Well, yeah, we got stuff coming out, man. I don't know. That looks wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some investigating. I'm gonna find the name of that dang Winona Ryder film. I'll bring it up next.
And honestly, so we're gonna be in April, but then May, we're not far from Doctor Strange. Boom. But I think we're gonna get a lot of stuff coming out, man. There's gonna be a lot of stuff, a lot of smaller films, a lot of wide releases. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We're about to get into overdrive. It seems like the summer movie season has kind of started earlier and earlier each year. So I think Doctor Strange will be the official start of that, at least to me, you know what I'm saying? And maybe, honestly, low-key, this Sonic the Hedgehog 2, man, because the last film did numbers. It did really well.
This was highly anticipated. And this one also is bringing in the other...
You got Tails?
You got Tails, you got Knuckles.
Yeah. Knuckles, voiced by Idris Elba.
Yeah, man.
And I hear they say Jim Carrey's in his bag right now playing this role, man. So, yeah, man. We'll see, dude.
I'm with it.
See.
I'm with it.
Hell, we got my man. Who's that? That looks like Shamar Moore and homegirl from Insecure. Like, this is crazy, dude. Like thing looks wild, man. So, yeah, I haven't even seen the first one, man.
Me neither.
It might be time for me to go in and watch that.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I think that's it, folks, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. We just bullishing. But yeah, that's what's up, man. Catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram, where I'm talking that slap-ish.
You can catch me at Bobby Blockbuster on Instagram, Bobby Blockbuster 118.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We're gonna catch y'all next time, folks, man. Peace.